1.
0.
Well, I was gonna say we didn't get anything random after we went live, but Kevin got his 1 in, so there's
That
always
wasn't
something.
random. That was on topic.
It was on topic for us. It's random for chat because they don't know what's going on. But I mean, if we didn't do something like that, it wouldn't be a true stream with you guys. So there's always got to be something. I'm going to not do a lot of preliminaries because we're already late because I got stuck at work late. So I'm just gonna go ahead and turn it over to Kevin. Let Kevin get us started, and we'll see if we actually do any ranger things tonight because last session was called on the road again, and I think we might have gotten on the road at the very last minute.
You finally stepped on the road, so
and then
it
the
was
credits
true
roll.
to form.
Yeah.
It was true to form. Okay, so last week you began your session in the Prancing Pony, where you made all your preparations to leave. Stepping out into the morning light, you found that the streets were full of market stalls that had been set up, for it was market day in Brie. The market stalls line the street, the main thoroughfare of Brie, heading to both gates. The group stepped out and began making their way towards the east gate. As they did, they picked up and purchased a few things here and there. Some wisely, and some not so wisely. Maracar, I believe, almost getting scammed over his honey cake recipe. But as they began to make their way finally towards the east gate, they got into a little bit of trouble and hid from the watchmen of Brie. And while that was happening, a commotion began back towards the inn. That drew the attention of many of the onlookers, those that were attending the market day. When the group heard the opposite direction, another commotion, a more sinister commotion, as one of the regulars, the seamstress, a famous seamstress of Brie, was being attacked and assaulted by 3 armed thugs. They seem to be specifically targeting her and something on her person as the group swiftly made their way to intervene and stop the assault. One of the thugs, however, was mortally wounded by none other than the hobbit friend that they had briefly made acquaintances of down at the south gate. He stabbed one individual in the back, making the rest flee as the group arrived at the stall. The other 2 got away, and as Orelion was talking to the seamstress, the hobbit once more intervened, potentially saving Aurelion's life and killing the thug who was on the floor, who was about to attack Orelion without Orelion knowing. Orelion questioned the hobbit, Clovis. So did Damrod afterwards, who escorted him back to the inn, where Damrod stopped and spoke to him about a few things, before finally the group made their way out of the east gate and back on the road again. We pick up with our companions, our little fellowship, traveling east along the road. Before I start, was there anything that I missed specifically that we feel we should be recapping?
Only that the commotion in the beginning that the party had to hide from was all over Maracar's honey cakes.
Mm-hmm. And also weed was bought.
Yes, that too.
Someone has the weeds?
Yeah, remember? Charlie bought some weed on stream.
No.
Rook bought some weed
Rook?
in game.
There you go. Jeez. Can't take her anywhere.
It is fully legal in Bree and Middle Earth, although outlawed in Mordor.
Well,
Yeah,
that
'cause
explains it.
Mordor
Mordor is
doesn't
really
like fun.
right-wing.
It's also the reason why Mordor has now advanced over Gondor, because
It's because of
Gondor
the
are just too lax.
it's because of the weed.
Just because of the weight.
Yeah.
The Gondorian Kush is not
In
as
fact,
good as the Mordor.
Now that we think about it, perhaps the hobbits are agents of Mordor, and that was the plan all along.
They're taking us down a path of temptation.
I mean, what's his face with the
Yeah.
white beard did say that the halfling leaf has slowed Gandalf's brain.
Yeah.
What movie was that from?
It was in the books, Ray.
Yeah, haven't you read the books and all the appendices?
Yeah, I read the Silmarillion.
What's that?
But did you read the cliff
Yeah.
notes?
Yeah, that's where I found out about Godzilla.
Well, then you must have just
Godzilla.
missed the chapter about
I must have
that
missed,
conversation.
I must have missed the chapter where they went on a huge reefer bend.
It's
I'm
not
pretty certain
It's
it was
actually just
actually-
Cheech and Chong in Middle Earth.
Like teaches a hobbit
am
and no
pretty
one remarks
certain-
about it.
I am pretty certain it is said in the film. as
It
well.
is. It is in the movies for
I'm
sure.
sure Saruman does say the love of the halfling's leaf. Although in the book,
Wasn't he referring to Radagast?
No.
No, he was talking about mustard of the Rorans.
That was his
Yep.
supplier. I also do believe that Saruman was also partaking of the leaf. He just didn't want Gandalf to know about it. Okay.
This is why we never
So-
actually got on the road last session.
Sorry, we got elevated.
Yeah. So you all are traveling east on the road between Bree and Weathertop, which I believe is where you had decided to make your way to.
Weathertop to see Damrod's dad.
Who may or not be dead.
Ooh, I'm pretty sure he
Super
is.
not
Apparently he's not.
Pretty sure he is.
Because I done gave him a hug.
Yep. Ain't it, fool?
Is there anything that anyone is discussing as you travel?
I think Damrod is uncharacteristically quiet.
Oh, I hear.
He is 100% overthinking what is about to happen when Orelion and his father meet back up, and how big of a deal Orelion is going to make about Damrod saying that his father was dead all this time.
Yeah,
And-
but he already knows.
And Aurelian is characteristically quiet, or as Brooke would call it, brooding.
So the two brooding characters are brooding.
Yeah, what are the two voters doing?
Oh, that's the case. I'm probably hanging out with Rook. Just catching up on this whole time.
Absolutely.
You know, we've been all business this time here.
Gotta
But
go over the
he's
last 2
also-
weeks.
Yeah. Oh, it's been a long 2 weeks. But yeah, Maracar is definitely just trying to keep his mind kind of still in almost La La Land, just like trying to have fun and not letting the outside of the city get to him. He's kind of turned into a little bit of a town boy, not quite a city boy yet, but it's he's nervous being outside of these walls like this again for sure.
I believe also, Maracar had another moment during the combat
Mm-hmm.
with the whole ordeal.
Yeah, he lost it.
He did indeed. So I can imagine that he is beginning to just try and overcompensate potentially.
For sure, exactly. That's exactly what I was getting at. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm
So-
really embarrassed that I lost control back there. I better distract them by reminding them what a goofball I am.
Yep.
So, as the guide, Damrod, would you give me a D8? Let's see what the weather is like.
How's the weather down there?
It's 6 degrees outside.
Jesus. Is that Celsius or American?
It's Kelvin, actually.
It's Kevin.
Yep.
I get called Kelvin all the time at work.
Whose name is Kelvin?
Literally
Mine,
no
apparently.
one. No one has
Apparently
ever
him.
been named Kelvin.
So I do work with a lot of Nigerians. So there must be lots of people in Nigeria called Kelvin. And even though all the kids correct them all the time, they still call me Kelvin. I'm just like, I don't really care, but
He's like, I've been called worse, so Kelvin's not that bad.
Yeah. 100%.
Oh no.
I mean, he works with
Um,
teenagers, so of course he's been called worse.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like
Oh,
like,
yeah,
like
yeah.
like butthead.
Yeah. We don't say
Yeah,
that.
that's- yeah.
I know. I'm
You
just
can't say
being
that.
I'm
Just being a
being
little
risque.
Not a shadow.
You know.
We're
yeah.
not on a
Yeah.
race channel. We can say butt and butt farts and all that stuff here.
Oh wait,
We
what
can't
about
say
fart butt?
butts. Yes, we can say fart butt too. It's allowed in chat.
A butt fart.
40 bucks.
You have traveled this road a few times now. You made your way this way when you all arrived in Brie. You also traveled this way before plunging into the Midwater marshes. So you know what to expect. You know that the road is quiet, mostly abandoned. The occasional traveler you will come across, the occasional caravan of traders that do go east and west over the mountains. So you have the road to yourselves. Is there anything that you would be doing as you are traveling, other than brooding and being jolly with each other?
No, I don't think I really have anything. I'm just trying to keep the moods up.
I'd walk up to Orelion and kind of glance at my weapon and say, should I expect a fight when we get there?
From the Rangers?
You seem to be quite upset. More than normal.
I'm just thinking, back there, I don't know if you saw it, the hobbits stopped me from being stabbed, and I'm trying to figure out, ever since I left Region, I felt like I was going to die on this mission, and I wonder if that was what I was sensing, and if it's safe to assume that that could have been how I died, and if things are going to be easier from here on out, or if I'm a fool for even thinking that.
One way to find out.
What, are you going to stab me?
He pulls out his knife. Then he puts it away. Nah, I wouldn't do that. Just kind of grins. That's all I got.
Yeah, he's just looking at you. He's just giving you that look like, be serious.
Foreshadowing. Chekhov's wood elf.
The story needs to be fired by chapter 8.
No.
Wait until all that shadow kicks in.
Mm-hmm.
That one single gold piece that Orelion is in possession of.
Yeah.
That will be it. The
No,
gold
you.
piece that breaks the wood elf's shadow limit.
You're just talking to Aurelian, and you notice that he actually has a gold cap on the back of his teeth, so that's what you go after.
Give that gold too.
You've travelled for the most of the day. Damrod, what sort of pace would you be setting? How much distance would you be trying to cover at this moment in time?
That's a good question.
You just want to get there fast, or
I think so. I don't think he's being conscious of their pace. I think he's lost in thought between what kind of stink Aurelion's going to throw up. Because I know when Damrod and Maracar were with the Rangers, I know it got mentioned and Damrod told his father about lying to Aurelion and all that. But he's just imagining that Aurelion's going to bring all this back up and make it way worse than it really is. And so he's thinking about that, but he's also, because of that, he doesn't want. I'm really gonna regret saying this because I know this. I'm gonna talk it into existence right now, but he doesn't want to mess up their route either. So he's concentrating really hard on making sure that they get there easily. So I just imagine ever so often the rest of them like trying to stop and or like even slowing down, and Damrod's just doesn't notice for a minute, and he just keeps plodding forward, and then gets like maybe 100 feet in front of him, and then realizes that everyone else is back there looking at some herb Aurelion's found, or looking at something that Rook saw off in the distance, or a gold coin he picked up out of the dirt, or something like that. It's
probably.
They're not running or anything, but it's a steady, brisk walking pace, I guess. Pretty quickly travel.
You're not going to be. You probably aren't going to be stopping for long periods of time. When it comes to like a normal scheduled break, I imagine you just plow on until someone tells you to stop. You just like in the motions. So I guess that goes to Orelion then. What sort of pace are you letting the ranger set?
I imagine like a decently brisk pace. It's not like he would definitely like be like, keep up the pace. We need to get there, but he's not rushing everyone because he also has like, again, I'm going to speak it into existence. He has hope in Damrod that he can figure out how to get to his own house.
Yeah, so I'll say that you are able to cover quite a bit of ground to start off with this first day. However, because it is a tricky pace, I want everyone to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, Maracar matchies.
Twinsies.
Nailed it.
Oh, you all absolutely nailed it. Yeah, you are more than capable of traveling through the day, and it's becoming dark before you really have to sit down and rest. And you can set up a camp. There are plenty of camping spots along the route that you can stop at and rest upon. Um, you set up a camp, and it can look however you want it to look. Rook, why don't you describe your camp that you found as the scout?
Um, I would imagine it'd be a. So we're not even in the marshes yet. We're just on the road somewhere.
Oh yeah, you're on the road. If you look, I imagine just before the light faded, you could probably see the marshes to your left hand side towards the north east of your position. They're a little way off the road, so it's not like you're gonna be on the road and the marsh is just off to your left. But you can kind of see where they were, the marshes, just on the horizon.
I would try to find either some logs in like some fallen logs in a bunch, so where we can kind of all get around there, or push forward towards the marshes just a little bit, find a better spot out that way if that's the way we're going anyway.
What do you suggest, old guide, Damrod?
Um, I suggest going with whatever Rook thinks best. He's scouting a camp for us.
Okay. Yeah, what would you like to choose then, Rook?
I want to get off the road, obviously. Kind of look for a group of trees that we can kind of box ourselves in at.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can just find a small copse of trees that's going to provide a bit of cover from any wind or any rain potentially, or some of the rain potentially. If any of
Maybe
if the
under a
rain,
rock overhang of sorts.
uh, I mean trees or rock, which one?
We're gonna go with rocks because they can
Okay.
block the entire side.
But you're a
Okay.
rock
Yeah.
elf. You're not a rock elf.
Gotta go with what you got. So if I'll
You
find
set-
like a group of rocks and I'll start clearing out a spot where we can like make a fire and start gathering.
Okay. Who's the hunter and who is the lookout between Maracar and Orelion?
What are the stats for that again?
So perception is definitely the lookout. Survival would be potentially the hunter.
I can be the hunter if that works for you.
I'm matching in survival and perception, so either one's fine.
Same.
Well, it doesn't matter. You can be the hunter.
Yeah, I'll do some hunting.
It makes more narrative sense.
Yeah. All right, Aurelian, go get us some food.
And he comes back with like a whole salad.
Oh yeah. Last time you came back with like berries or some shit. No, we're gonna go find some. We're gonna go find some possum.
Excuse me?
Possum? You ain't never had possum before?
I know what a possum is. You eat them?
I mean, it's not my first choice. I'd rather squirrel.
It should
Oh,
be your
it tastes
fifth or
like
sixth.
chicken.
Yeah, if like a chicken smelt like death, it'll be fine.
Whoa!
You can cook the death out.
Can you? Is that
No. But I thought it'd make you feel better.
You're still gonna die, but
It won't be today.
dysentery.
Yes, thank you.
I can imagine Aurelion is like, oh, I wonder if this is how I die.
It was like, oh, this is how. This is it.
Gonna get another point of permanent shadow of worry of death.
On this whole journey until he gets back to Bree, it's literally just gonna be like, oh, I wonder if that's how I was gonna die.
Yeah, legit.
Ooh, look, a rock on the road. Am I gonna trip and break my neck? Is that how I die? Better not. No.
I thought elves couldn't die. Why are you so worried about dying anyway?
Yeah, dude,
We can still die. We just don't.
We
die.
can be killed. We just don't die otherwise.
Can we? I'll turn to Rook and I'll say, "Have you ever heard of an elf dying from a stomach virus or anything like that? We don't catch viruses, but if it's a foreign body from a possum,
Can I give you a
medicine?
Yeah, we'll go with medicine.
can I take a medicine also? I'm good at medicine.
Oh, you're just out here taking medicines?
17.
Yeah, both of you would know that an elf could get poisoned. But
Specifically,
they wouldn't
poison.
die. Yeah, but they wouldn't die of a disease or a virus,
Yeah,
or
but
anything like that.
despite the name stomach virus, it is kind of different than like a flu.
I would say, well, I'm pretty sure that we can be poisoned because we can be killed, but no, if we get poisoned, we probably die.
So you can be killed, but you can't die.
Yes.
Correct.
And Maracar would just look at Damrod.
He's so confused.
Makes sense to me.
Maracar, we don't catch diseases, but if you stab us, there's nothing in our elven DNA that's going to stop us from being stabbed. You've seen me bleed before.
Who's DNA? Listen, I'm gonna go find some raccoon or squirrels or something like that, something with some umph to it, and maybe I'll pick up some like leaves. I don't.
I'll go with you.
You like mushrooms?
I'll go with you, Mary.
I don't want to eat any mushrooms that you find in the woods. I don't trust you to find non-hallucinogenic mushrooms, Maracar.
I'll go with Maracar. I'll go
Listen,
with you.
back home we used to eat mushrooms all the time. One of our elders would go and pick it for us, and it made me feel a lot better. So I'm sure I can find something that will make you feel really nice and relaxed and kind of groovy. Come on, Rook.
That sounds great. Let's go.
Oh my
Maracar, give me a survival check.
Big money, big money. That's a 14.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a strong 14.
Yeah, you can find some. Definitely find some small game. Roll me a d4.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
tree.
you can find 4. You can find like 4 meals of small game,
Nice.
Maybe I can take down a deer.
and
Small.
Yeah, with Maricar's
Yeah,
stomping ass
rabbit.
following you
Oh,
around.
maybe not. Maybe not.
Yeah. Also, you can find some. Give me a nature check. Rook, you can give me nature as well.
Whoa.
I don't need to.
Oh, I found the good mushrooms.
Oh, like
My auntie
real-
Advil gave me these mushrooms.
like
Yeah, Bill.
the real big mushrooms.
Oh yeah.
Like real.
Oh, like
big
the
mushrooms.
elephant ear kind of mushrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You find some good meaty mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
While you guys are out,
Are they edible?
I will
No.
as soon as you guys leave, I will turn to Damrod and say, I fear for this current generation, both of men and of elves.
One day Time will come when men fall, but it is not this day.
It will be if Maracar makes them possum.
You haven't even
Have
had my
you-
possum.
Have you not had Maracar's honey cakes? They're delicious.
Explain to me where the difference is between honey cakes and possums, and apparently there is none in your eyes, Dunedain.
No, it is much more complicated to make a pastry like that. That fluffy and just the honey and Maracar
I
just
understand.
shows up in Damrod's mind right now, just like bringing honey cakes
an
to the
apron.
table in the tavern.
I
And he's-
completely understand. You know how to string a bow. That means that you know how to weave, correct?
He's like, I don't
They're
know
both
anymore.
string.
You're going in the opposite direction, Orelion.
And you're going in the correct.
Weaving is harder than stringing a bow. Marakar's honey cakes are much more complicated than cooking a possum, trust me. I could cook a possum up. I could never make Marakar's honey cakes.
It's because you don't know the secret ingredient.
It's true, he doesn't.
Love.
Although you have told everyone it's love.
Love.
No, I just told my competitor
Yeah.
what my secret
Oh,
ingredient
yeah,
is.
that's true.
No one else knows. Just my competitor.
You come back and he's putting like Viagra into his honey cakes.
Let's make you and your wife happy.
Damrod, you can give me a history check.
I know
Wow.
all the history
Nice.
of cooking
Oh,
possums.
Isn't it
Massive
no.
roll.
We're getting all the rolls out now.
Yeah.
um,
No, you guys remember I think it was last session or the session before, I had 2 nat 20s in a row.
yeah.
You're the only one.
Damrod, if you do wish to relay the information of elven longevity and what you know of somewhat of this, in the Dunedain past, the Dunedain kings, before they became touched by the shadow of Sauron, and they thirst for life, they used to lie down and give up their life. The kings of old released their gift that was given to them by the one god Iluvatar, the Maker. He gave men or man the gift of death, effectively. And the Numenoreans used to embrace that. That when their life had been fulfilled and had come to its end, rather than growing old and becoming sickly and ill and weak, that they would go and lie down and give up their life. And that was a tradition of the Numenoreans back when their longevity was much longer than it ever has been since you come to Middle Earth, the Dunedain.
I think Damrod would probably relay that, like, kind of in a story manner, I guess. Once Maracar and Rook get back, and we're kind of hopefully being able to sit down and have a nice, peaceful dinner of possum and mushrooms, and just, you know, mostly to Maracar, because I imagine this is maybe not news to Orelion and Rook, but kind of tell the story that he knows of that and relay that history.
Probably to Rook it is. Aurelion would know much more about this.
Yeah, because Rook's uneducated.
Yeah. He's from the trees and the woods.
Mhm.
Yeah, um, the faithful Numenoreans, they they followed along with the idea that their mortality was a gift, and that they could die and leave the circles of the world of struggles, whereas the elves will forever be tied to the world, either here in Middle Earth or back in the Undying Lands. They will for always be here. Whereas men, their lives, they go somewhere else and leave the circles of the world.
Yeah, Maracar would find that really interesting, actually. Um, and it would give him, like, he'd kind of take a moment and think about all that Damrod was saying. He wouldn't. I think that's kind of an idea that is a little too big for Maracar in his current form. He's just gonna sit there and chew on it, and he understands that that's like some heavy stuff, but he doesn't know quite how to process it. So he's just gonna sit on that one.
Don't take this the wrong way, but I think that's why Damrod tells it like in story form instead of just
Yeah.
like one of his history lectures that he does when you guys are
Mhm.
traveling. He tells it more in a story form to help it be like not that
Yeah.
Maracar wouldn't be interested to, but to make it a little more digestible, I guess.
For sure. Yeah. No, and he appreciates that.
And 100% Aurelian, being the stick up his butt kind of person he is, keeps interjecting when you try to make it fanciful and brings it back down.
That just further confuses Maracar.
Yeah.
Wait, did this happen or did this not happen? It's just Maracar every 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he doesn't know who to believe. Mom and Dad are arguing.
They're always arguing.
Dad and Dad are arguing.
You and Dad.
Aurelion, Aurelion was sort of there through the times where the Numenoreans literally tore themselves in two, um, with the King's men believing that, well, becoming jealous of the elves, and the longevity that the elves had. That the King's men of the Numenoreans were like, why can't we are the most powerful like civilization out there?
For
We should rule. Yeah, why can't we live forever? Why do we have to die? Whereas the faithful were along the lines of, it was a gift.
I'll make the
We
rules,
get to
man.
cherish the life that we have. Um, and that was the pretty much the Numenorean civil war that happened.
So, is there any way for people like Damrod and I to live for a long time like elves?
If you eat correctly and take good care of yourselves, then maybe you'll get a few more years.
And he starts kind of like counting on his hands.
Eric,
That's only like more
80.
than 3 though.
Like Aragorn was like 80 and looked like he was 38.
I mean, also Dunedain lived longer. Like, I knew
Sorry.
I knew Halbarad back when he was like an adult, and that was 60 years ago when he's had a child.
And Maracar
Now he's
would
not an
kinda,
adult anymore.
Maracar would kind of look at himself, and then he'd go look at Damrod and be like, "Are we like kind of the same?"
Dunedains live a lot longer than the Bjornings. I knew someone 60
So one of
who was a Dunedain who was maybe about as old as you are now, and he's still a young adult. Maybe a full adult at this age.
So Bjornings are are completely different than Dunedain? Same, but different.
I wouldn't say completely different.
But yes.
I mean, similarities. I mean,
Looks like you ain't elves though.
I say that.
You thought it though.
No.
So
You guys act
So
like I actually said it. What the hell?
so Damrod, again with your crit from earlier, what you would know is that the Dunedain, the first men that came into the west of Middle Earth, some of them went west to Numenor, and some just never crossed the mountains into Beleriand, and stayed this side of the mountains. And those people are the Bjornings now. They are the Woodmen now. They are the the people of Dale now. Um, so you're sort of the same peoples if you go back 6,000 years ago.
and I think that's kind of what Damrod says to you. He says we, though our paths and heritages and cultures have diverged, we're essentially the same. Way back in the past.
Okay, so we were the same, but at some point we split off, kind of like how a tree has branches. And then some of the branches split off and become new branches, right?
Exactly.
So then where did they come from?
We didn't come from the same place. We are literally from across.
You're from a different tree?
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
We came
Yes.
from across the sea, from the Undying. Or our
Okay.
ancestors did. We were born here in Middle Earth.
More from a different forest.
So then where did
With Rook. Rook is literally from a different forest.
Yeah. Aurelion, give me a history.
Steve-
History?
Yeah.
Hold up. Hey,
not bad.
Well, it's with a plus 8.
it's holding.
Yeah, Aurelion, you would probably explain it using Maracar's sort of idea of trees. You would say that Iluvatar, the one creator, he planted 2 trees. One tree was going to sprout first and grow quick to begin with, but would eventually fade, whereas the other one would start growing a little bit later, but would last for a lot longer. And that's the difference between men and elves. The elves were the tree that grew first, and that they are sort of maybe destined to fade as your people are doing already. Whereas men were the second children of Iluvatar, and that their tree they will inherit Middle Earth eventually.
Mm-hmm. And he would go on to further say, even among elves, there are differences between us. I am of the Noldor, and remind me again, Charlie, what's your guys' name?
Mablon.
No, I know that. What is
The elf. The so Charlie's of the either the Sindar or the Sylvan.
Okay.
They
damn.
sort of merge. They sort of.
Called, my name's Mablung.
You said your name. You said who are you?
And he would say, despite the fact that I was born in Middle Earth, my ancestors do have the light of the Undying Lands. That's why I am able to conjure up different sorts of magic. And he kind of like flicks his wrist and like gives off a little prestidigitation to show. We tried I tried teaching Rook this, but his body's just not able.
He narrows his eyes like, it's not able? I was getting good at it.
You can do like little sleight of hands, but that's not exactly the same that I can do. Not that there's anything wrong.
Why would you say that in front of Maracar?
He knows.
He did.
Maracar was like thinking. He looks over and he says, "Maracar knows what?"
See,
Nothing. Yeah, he didn't. No, nothing. Elf stuff.
Elf stuff.
Oh, okay.
Elf stuff.
Gotcha. Speaking of elf stuff, who's Louis Vuitton and why did he plant your seed? Like, who is this Louis Vuitton that decides who you are and who we are? Motioning to Damrod.
Well, I suppose it's the same.
And what about the halflings? They're all right. This is just too much.
They're from a whole nother forest.
How many forests are there?
There's an entire world of forest. Imagine how many forests there are in Middle Earth.
How big is Middle Earth?
I will reach in my bag and pull out a map and just lay it out, and I'll start pointing to all the different places. Like, this is where Rook's from. That's where you came from. Way over here is the land of the enemies. Over here is where the Undying Lands lay across the sea.
That's where we're going together. Yeah, we're both going there.
And be like, everything is so close together. Why did it take you guys 2 weeks to go home and come back?
Maracar, this is where we are. This is where Bree is, and I will like move in like a half centimeter. How long did it take to get here?
Maracar would look at Damrod.
We've been walking all day. And we're only here. And that's this much space.
Are you gonna finish your possum?
Please have it.
And then he just start
put
munching.
the map away, really. Just put it away.
Guess.
Just put it away.
I think this map would be better served folding a fish into it than teaching Maracar anything.
Oh,
Yeah.
you got fish?
No.
Where'd you get? I guess possum's kind of like forest fish.
Can we get a shirt that says, I guess possum forest fish?
Oh God, let me write that on the shirt list.
And who is Louis Vuitton and why did he lay your seed?
As much as I would want to do that one, I don't think we can do that one. I don't think Louis Vuitton would like that.
Just spell it differently, it'd be fine.
Can you make that the quote next week? You're like trying to find all these Lord of the Rings quotes, and Maracar's over here just giving you a fount of knowledge.
I actually think that one down. My wife can do shirts.
Who's Louis Vuitton and why do you lay
Charlie, if your wife can do shirts, we have a plethora of ideas.
Oh yeah, we'll all pitch in for.
I don't know if we have the capacity for everybody's ideas.
Now that you say,
look, we can make this happen.
That's a lot like Louis Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton. Yes.
Yeah, that's all Maracar shenanigans for now.
Can we make a purse that's got like the symbol of a Louis-Vuitton on there instead?
I imagine you settle down eventually. The humans sleeping, the elves resting. You get up the next day to press on. Are you going to keep the same pace, do you think?
Oh, Maracar loves this pace. Gives him a good
Oh, yeah.
workout.
I think so.
Yep.
Yes, please.
You travel for another day. Is there anything that you would discuss during this day?
So what's gonna happen when you actually talk to Damrod's dad? Like, what's gonna happen then?
What, do you think I'm gonna get him grounded?
Maybe.
I don't know. It's been so long since I've even seen him. What would we even speak about? He hasn't even seen me since I cut my hair. He's gonna think that all elves have long hair.
Just put your hood up. And then be like, ha! It's me.
Who even knows if he remembers my face? You know how easily it is for humans to forget things like that.
What if you remember me? Oh, wait.
You haven't met him.
I know.
That's a Maracar moment.
I've been hanging around Maracar a lot.
I can tell. Maybe lay off the pipe weed a little bit.
We haven't even gotten to the good stuff yet.
Oh my word, please don't.
Oh, we have to.
I need you sharp for all this. Listen, after we find the ring, you can use that to, I don't know, you can smoke out of it. Will that make you happy?
I don't know how to talk to Maracar about it.
Oh my gosh.
Rook,
Yeah.
have you got a tool set up for smoking?
Maybe. I have pipe with Elven smoke. It's in my items.
Okay, but it's not in your tools at the moment.
I guess not. I have artisan tools. And
Okay. Give me either a performance or a sleight of hand.
Let's try that.
You are having this conversation while you've got your pipe out, and you take a big draw. You take a big draw on the pipe, and you go to potentially blow out some rings, or get an arrow. You try and do an arrow through the ring, and you're concentrating so much you stub, you catch your foot on a stone or something, and you swallow the smoke.
Just cinders in your throat.
Fall off backwards.
Maracar performs the Heimlich.
No.
Yeah,
He jumps into action.
Aurelion, Aurelion, you're right there with Rook, and you see this happen. You tell him to lay off the smoke, and he cheekily almost smirking draws in a large amount, and just accidentally catches his foot at that moment in time, and he just starts choking on it, coughing and all sorts.
Aurelion's expression doesn't even change. He just keeps him.
He just what? Kicks me?
No. He keeps walking, and his expression.
Oh.
I'm not gonna kick you.
He's walking over. Yeah, stupid. I told you.
I'm not gonna keep you rolling a 1 on smoking. I think Dare's already done that.
I'm so glad that's all that happened, though. I really thought he was gonna make the pipe break.
Yeah, see,
I thought you were gonna say I was gonna get more.
I was like, no.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna do that thing.
I was about to find Maracar piece would make another.
Yeah.
What a bad idea it'd be smoking out of a wooden pipe. Well, people do it, but I guess they lacquer it.
Yeah, you gotta do it the right way.
Charlie, please,
Rook?
please don't make Maracar make you a wooden pipe. I don't want to do the sucking on Maracar's wood jokes. We already have to deal with you handling Maracar's wood. I don't need the sucking on it
Fondly.
jokes.
See, that's
Maracar immediately takes out a piece of wood and starts going away at it.
Rook,
See what
give
you
me
started,
a-
Damrod. This is what you started, not me.
Rook,
You.
give me a Constitution saving throw.
Ah, hell.
Does he get advantage because I'm Heimlicking him?
Disadvantage because of it. Okay.
I should get the advantage.
Oh, Maracar
Okay,
has no idea what he's
you're-
doing.
you're going to be I mean that's gonna break some ribs.
No.
Please don't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Auntie
like,
Advil used to do this.
if you do abdominal, if you actually have to do abdominal thrusts, the chances of you causing internal bleeding is very high. And when you have this frail looking elf and a big beefy guy, that's not going to go well.
Doing this to where we do one thing that's just really stupid, and then we get caught on it, and somehow we've already broken 3 ribs.
Now we're sitting there.
Every
Get off
time.
me, Bjorning! Get off me! Ah! I'm trying to kick him.
Um,
I bested you last time. Get off me!
yeah, Rook, you're going to be coughing for the rest of the day.
No.
Oh, hopefully there's no zombies around.
Coughing in.
But you come to the end of the day. Damrod, give me a D8. Let's have a look how the weather is.
I feel like why do I feel like Damrod and Orelion are just over not getting anywhere lately?
You and I are the straight men of this group of Looney Tunes. And I'm not used to playing the straight man.
I don't know about that. Damrod may not partake as much as Maracar and Rook, but I feel like Damrod does stir the pot with Maracar every now and then.
Okay, I apologize. I am the straight man, and I'm not used to that.
Yeah, Aurelion's like, I want to have fun too, but I
No, he
can't. 'cause
doesn't.
But I
but I can't 'cause I'm
can't.
brooding.
He's the picture of the
I'm a Aurelion. I'm gonna
No problem.
die.
I have too much shadow.
I'm not going to the Undying Lands. I'm gonna die on a mission. Blah, 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 blah,
I'm gonna
blah.
Awesome.
Yeah, the weather this day has turned a little bit grey, a little bit miserable. Maybe a shower here and there, but nothing too uncomfortable at all. You get to the end of your day. Everyone give me a Constitution saving throw.
I didn't do so good at this.
Yeah, you all succeed, so you don't take any exhaustion. So you're all okay. You Rook. Again, you can go and pick a camp. You can describe what your camp looks like. Is anyone doing any hunting or looking for anything while you're traveling?
Oh yeah, I'll go back to
Aurelion wanna
hunting.
do?
I'll hunt.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yep. I will.
Yeah,
keep
I mean
lookout.
you can both hunt if you want to go and both hunt.
Okay, we can use some bonding time.
All right, let's
know
do
you
it.
I'd find maybe a group of trees, get up underneath the trees, start setting up sort of a perimeter,
Okay.
clearing things out of the way, getting some stumps, setting them up. Like we can sit here.
Okay.
build the fire here.
Rook, give me a survival roll.
Survival. Oh. I even have ranks in that. That's with the plus.
Good rolls. The good rolls have been spent now. I
Yeah,
like
they're
it.
gone. They're gone. No, no, you're not supposed to like it.
Yeah, you do find some trees, but your cover is nowhere near as good as the previous night when you had the rock and the overhang and stuff. So you're not gonna. It's not gonna be as easy to sleep and get comfortable in camp. Um, the the two of you can give me a survival check.
Ooh.
Oh, and they are going. Oh,
Who's
Mar-
that? Maracar.
Maracar spends the whole time just asking Aurelion questions. Like, so we get absolutely nothing done. He's like, so who was the first elf? Why did they die? Are they still around? Do
And
you have parents? Do you guys just like bud out of other things? You just like keep going.
answering them so intently that he um, is not paying attention. And when you get to the parents question, he just goes quiet. He says, "My father died when I was younger than you, and my mother left soon after."
Why? You know, my dad said he had to go out and milk the cow, but
milk the cow, pull the bread off the oven.
that's rough, buddy.
Well,
Jeez,
there were.
bro.
She was upset about my father dying, and she left me and my sister.
Well, that's fucking rude.
Among other things, yes.
It's
And
fucking rude.
and he would say, "Well, I know you don't like hugs,
He
but
takes
if you need one, I'm here for you." And he opens his arms out real wide.
he walks right past you.
Good talk.
He's like, "My sister? Where's your sister?"
Yeah. He just becoming like, yeah. It's like, are you the only kid? How many kids do elves have? Do you have like a litter?
A litter? We're mostly like you, Bjorning.
But it's a different forest.
It's the same. It's mostly the same trees. Do you think that an acorn sprouts differently than a pine cone?
Oh, it definitely does. Yeah, no, that's that. They're completely different. Different. Like their Dana is completely different. It was like
nice.
realistically,
Really fucking nice.
you and Rook, I can barely tell you guys apart half the time. You guys look exactly the same.
I have short black hair. He has long blonde hair. You can't tell that apart.
I mean, I guess, but like you guys have your hoods up, and it's like I look at your face, and I'm like, really?
Lorelion.
I could say the same thing about you and Damrod, but I don't.
Oh, we're basically brothers.
What did... I'm gonna leave that. Basically, you both share a lot of things in common. Intelligence, for one.
That was rude.
Yeah, I guess we are pretty smart in our own way. You know, it's been nice hanging out with you, Aurelion. We don't get enough bonding time. And he goes in for a hug again.
Nope. He ducks under you this time.
All right, good talk.
This is why we don't talk.
He wants the hug so bad.
Yeah.
I can barely get him to smile. Don't bother.
It's never a talk, is it? It's Maracar's constant questioning, and like
Listen, to be
Aurelion's like as few word answer as possible responses.
Yeah, but like he has to answer because he knows the thing.
Yeah. What it feels like is Maracar is the kid who is like trying to get his mom to get off the phone because he wants to all the star.
Do we find our way back to camp?
You find your way back to camp empty-handed
Okay.
this time.
Okay.
It happens.
No food?
We've got rations.
But okay.
I mean, I did fine with us, but Aurelian kept talking the whole time.
And Maracar insisted on hugs twice.
That's pretty good for me.
You gave 2 hugs?
I did not. He insisted. I swerved him.
Oh.
We
Well,
called
that's
it a
rude.
juke back in my hometown.
A juke?
We call that rude.
Juked them.
Oh, I see.
We call it ill-mannered in the wood.
Mm-hmm. Well,
It's one of the Bjorning's wrestling moves.
yeah. Yeah, I learned it off a cousin TikTok.
I love your relatives.
Yeah, they're great, aren't they? They're the best. I can't wait to meet them.
Notes. Is this how mustard comes in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You settle down for the night. Rook, you can give me another Constitution saving throw to see if you finally stop coughing. You do.
Yes.
Drink some water, I guess. Slow your breathing down. Meditate.
Okay.
Damrod, anything that you would be doing? You know that you're about halfway to Weathertop at this point, except because of the grey clouds and overcast weather, you can't quite see. You can't quite see it yet.
I think this is where Damrod starts pulling his iron arm off every time they stop and polishing it, shining it, cleaning it, oiling it, making sure the leather's well taken care of. Like, he's trying to make sure this looks extremely presentable by the time they get to Weathertop. I mean, it's gonna get dirty again tomorrow whenever they're traveling, but he's still cleaning it. And
Yep.
he would, if Rook is setting up camp, he would help Rook set up camp first. But once camp's set up and they're waiting on Maracar and Orelion to quit hugging and come back out of the woods, he'll work on polishing that first, and then potentially move on to the rest of his gear and weapons. If
I would
there's
ask Damrod.
time, he might end up offering to do Rook's weapons as well.
Oh, yeah, if you want to clean them, yeah. Here. No, I asked him, so what happens, kind of looks over his shoulder when Aurelion comes face to face with your dad? What do you think is going to happen?
And Damrod just unloads about how Aurelion is going to make a way bigger deal about this than it needs to be. And he's like, I totally understand that it hurt Aurelion as much as Aurelion doesn't want to show it. And he kind of leans in closer. I do think he has emotions. And I understand that he was
They
hurt by the
exist.
lie. See, I knew it. I know that Aurelion was hurt by what I said, and that I forgot to mention that my father was alive once we found out who the two of you were.
Oh yeah, he was.
If
mad.
Aurelion is anything, Aurelion is a bit of a drama queen, and I think this will be an issue. I think
maybe
this may.
Maybe he shouldn't talk to him.
No, they need to reunite.
Uh-oh.
But let's just hope I'm overthinking all of it. And Aurelion, well, no. That's Aurelion's not usually very nice, so maybe Aurelion will be less Aurelion than I think.
Less
he
brooding.
will.
I got him to smile in Rivendell. Sort of.
Damrod looks really confused. Even in all the times of traveling with my father, I never heard of Aurelion smiling.
That's not
I'm-
true. I will say,
must-
back before he had PTSD, he actually smiled a lot.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Damrod's dad's not telling all the stories and being like, "Oh yeah, Aurelion smiled when this happened."
Okay, fair. I apologize.
So he looks at Rook and he's like, "In all the tales of traveling with my father, I never heard of Aurelion smiling." He did say,
Well, it wasn't a. He finds like the biggest smile he can find, but it was more of a as we're messing with some dwarves that we were not that successful in.
"You must tell me the story." And I imagine like Rook just launches into the story of what happened.
Pretty much, because you heard what Kevin said. That's a lot to cover. So I'll
Yeah,
tell you
I
the
mean,
whole story.
I mean,
how
I was
Elrond was
here,
mad.
so
Yeah.
so
About how
I know
Elrond
the
was
story,
mad
but
and all that other stuff. Yeah, I was like, we actually had to talk to him before we left. He wasn't happy, but it was fun. It was still fun. So that was the last time Aurelion smirked. But I mean, you can keep trying.
Damrod just looks intently at you and shakes his head. Not me.
Are you scared of Aurelion?
That's a job of maybe for you and Maracar.
Are you scared of Aurelion? Does he scare you?
I don't know if fear or scare is the right word. But I know better than to cross Aurelion. Look, I don't know if you know this, but you get away with a lot because you're family. And Maracar gets away with a lot because he's Maracar.
Mm.
A child.
Is he that mean to everybody? Wow.
Damrod like leans over to look past you into the woods. Just
See
to
if
make sure.
anybody's coming.
Make sure.
He does the look around.
I teleport behind you.
I think that everything that happens with Aurelion while he traveled with my father and possibly after changed Aurelion. I don't think Aurelion is evil or bad. There is a shadow that hangs over Aurelion.
That much is clear.
And I think that shadow colors much of his attitude and some of his actions.
I try to bring the old Aurelion out of him at times, but it's getting harder. I figure maybe if I can make him happier, he'll be happier in a sense. Maybe he'll not be as upset all the time.
Rook, I think that you and Maracar are both lights in the shadow. I think you're specifically Aurelion's light. Aurelion may never tell you, but what it means for coming from me. Never stop trying to make Aurelion smile.
He doesn't really know how to take that. but he just nods in respect. I tell him, stick close to Maracar. He's going to need you at some point.
Really, this goes for all of you, but bringing up Maracar, I would give my life for the three of you if I had to. I plan to stick close at least as long as I can.
Well, seeing as we've almost died for each other on more than one occasion, I would say that fits.
I'd say that some of those times were because of each other and less for each other, but yes, I do see your point.
Fair enough.
And I think even if Orelion and Maracar are back at this point, or they're coming back at this point, I think that Damrod probably goes into joking and laughing about some of the things that have happened since they've all been together, like the funnier moments and the more comical moments, and just kind of reliving probably mostly the stuff that happened before we actually took the time for the fellowship phase. Just kind of reminiscing about that stuff while we're sitting here waiting for the other two.
Yeah.
More stories.
Do you want to give me either a survival or sleight of hand, or if you have any tools, Damrod, for looking after your equipment, then you can give me a roll that might be relevant for that. If not, just survival or sleight of hand.
I have 2 tools for looking after my equipment.
This is my safety right here, Sergeant.
All the safe
Very
I
well.
need.
Nathan, you can roll me sleight of hand as you have 2 hands.
That said that we do a lot of dick measuring. That's literally what Damrod's doing.
You need a hand there, Damrod?
Nope, I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Oof.
Here we go.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I
Got
need
it.
to add on actually. No, I have
yeah.
3.
Yeah, so Damrod, you are able to very adequately prepare your equipment as well as rooks. You keep a good edge on all of it. You use
Don't
oil
say it,
for
mate.
the leather.
Use oil, lube, and
Keeps it moist and supple.
My man just used supple.
Are we canceled? Are we canceled yet?
Ooh, no, because it's Kevin.
Oh, that's
so
true.
Yeah. Everybody loves Kevin.
I'm
Well,
allowed
and-
one
and-
per stream, right?
Yeah. Kevin gets a little more leeway. Just don't make it a habit, there, buddy.
Slow down.
Send the constable after you.
Yeah, if you do that, you get called a Ray.
Oh no.
I'd rather be a Ray than a RuneScape person.
For real.
Such a RuneScape thing to say.
That's a good shirt, dude. You'll make a fucking killing with that.
Don't be a RuneScape player.
No, that's such a RuneScape thing to say.
Oh yeah.
That shit's gold. Fuck.
I'm gonna have to put all of my channel tasks on pause just to make all of these shirts.
Dude, I'll go halvesies on you with that RuneScape shirt. We'll sell them out in no time.
Yeah. Can everyone give me a D4, please?
Oh, can we get a 4?
Oh, come on, we're
Where's the
Damrod,
4?
we're waiting for you. Do it to it, buddy.
No.
That's it. I'm unsubscribing. I can't deal with this.
Done.
I am too.
Failed us.
You settle down for the night. Again, the two humans getting some sleep as the two elves just spend the time to meditate and rest and recover from the another long hard day's march. Um, can Aurelion and Rook give me perception checks?
Ooh. Like,
Ooh.
Aurelion, somewhere to the southeast, in the dead of night, you hear just on the wind the faint howling of wolves.
oh shit.
It is very faint. It is quite far away. The wind may have carried it also. It is very much to the south and further to the east, but um, you are able to just about pick it up.
With that, I will go over and if anyone is awake, I will tell them that I'm going to get to higher ground and I will attempt to climb a tree and keep watch from up there. Just scanning the surrounding areas and seeing if there's any rustling, um, anything quite like that, in case something were to sneak up on us.
What's going on, Aurelion? What'd you hear?
It sounded like a wolf. Not too much cause for concern, but we don't want to be their prey.
Maybe we should move.
The two humans are sleeping. Let them sleep. I'll keep an eye up above.
I find like a little perch somewhere, like maybe lower.
Yeah, I'm
Kind of
gonna
hang out there,
I'm gonna
watch
put my
the
back.
path, and
I will put my back to the tree and like keep an eye up to the southeast, and just very slowly scan that area for the entire duration that I'm awake.
I imagined Rook would
Okay.
look very much like my picture does, actually, at this point.
Yeah, you are able to. There is no other sounds that have carried. There's no signs of wolves, no disturbances during the night. Um, you awake from your sleep, Damrod and Maracar, and you can begin your journey.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Somebody's favorite anime character died again.
Oh, whoa!
That was basically Cammy when she saw Jon Snow die.
Spoilers.
Oh yeah, sorry, spoilers.
Yeah, alert. The alert was a little late.
But not
I'm
really.
I'm proud. I'm proud. I'm proud she got there.
Yeah. Oh, dude, she's addicted. She loves it. We're definitely gonna try to go to that convention next time you're in town. But yeah, Maracar wakes up and he. I mean, do we eat breakfast or do we just pack up and go? What's our normal morning plan?
Damrod disappears into the woods. Here's y'all talking about breakfast and throws an apple back at you guys.
The forest provides.
All hail the trees.
I will now be the speaker of the trees.
No, I think
Mer-
I think Damrod's okay with if kind of getting up and getting breakfast. I imagine we might. I mean, at least this morning we're probably just eating rations for breakfast since our two hunters were hugging and talking instead of finding food.
I know.
Imagine we'll have
I
like hardtack or something for breakfast, maybe.
Oh, yummy.
I imagine the last of your breakfast loaf has finished today. You remember the holiday bread trencher with like all the
Mhm.
breakfast stuff in there?
I swear, I'm gonna make that. It sounds so
That
good.
sounds really good, actually. I could go for one of those right now.
Well, everyone come on over. We'll make it together.
Oh, Nate, you
Doing
live
it.
too far for some. See, Ray just left because you invited her over.
Ray's on the
again.
way.
Well, yeah,
She's
no.
like, yeah, she's like, I'm
Well, yeah, Ray doesn't want social contact. I'm like,
For
no,
real,
exit.
You
I
live
know,
too
no,
far
no.
away for Ray to come visit.
You live too far away for Ray to come visit.
and y'all live in like the same city.
You and I live in the same town and we've never met.
Y'all need to make that crap happen. That's unacceptable.
We're busy. Nathan's busy all the time. He can't come to my D&D game.
Look, man, we already
Ah.
established that I don't have the time to exist in every day of the month. So
Yeah, some days he just like vanishes.
I dig. Yeah. Okay. I dig.
if only.
Yeah. The piece of
Um,
silence.
Yeah, so you finish eating your breakfast trencher, and you can get back on the road if you wish. Does Aurelion mention anything?
Not that I can think of. He's just being himself. He's being quiet.
Hey, last night there was woes.
Oh, yeah, I will mention that. I'm sorry. I
No,
didn't
no,
know
you be quiet. No, you be quiet. I'm talking to these two. So hey, Aurelion heard woes last night. We decided not to wake you.
I didn't know what you were talking about,
He
Kevin.
said they sounded really far off. Just thought I should let you
Aurelion.
know because that's a key piece of information.
Maracar would,
Aurelion was debating whether if not telling is a part of a lie.
I mean, lie of
being
omission,
upfront.
really.
I mean, I was going to tell you
I
guys, but I didn't
stopped
really...
him from lying because I told them.
I was going to tell you, but then I had to think, like, do I really know these guys? Like, do I trust them with this information? Or should I wait, like, 3 months, 2 weeks?
Yeah, Maracar, he would say, he'd look at both of you and say, well, that is very good information. I'm glad that we can all be open and honest in our friendship. Right, Damrod?
I am here for you.
And I am here for you, Rook. And I go in for a hug.
Heck yeah, man.
That's right.
Because I'm not rude. And I glanced at Aurelion.
And throughout the day of travel, Maracar would be trying to like talk to Aurelion every so often, and kind of in the sense of like he's beating around the bush on something he actually wants to talk to him about, but he just goes in and continues to ask just a bunch of questions, and then he'll like leave him alone for a few hours and come back with like new questions. But
I just thought of this list.
yeah. Yeah.
Maracar, you look like you have something else to say. Why don't you just say it? Unlike me, you only have so much time on this Middle Earth. You might as well use it efficiently.
Do you ever think about hurting people?
Excuse me?
Not like just random people, just you remember that dwarf that
Of course.
I just want to punch hard, and I want to, and more things, like things that I don't want to think about. I just there's this, I don't know. I'm concerned, I guess you could say.
Have you
And and he'd go over like a few people that we've kind of run into, and like the guys who were hurting seamstress lady, and he'd go through all that kind of stuff, and he'd just be like, do you ever just have this thing that's consuming you? Ever feel like that?
more than you might know? Maracar, everyone thinks like that occasionally. Everyone would think that maybe life would be better off without someone who's specifically just there to hurt someone. That maybe
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there should be just someone here to hurt other people.
Maracar, you have to
Vigilante.
understand that there are people out there who are specifically made to stop stuff like that. The wardens, for example, be it as they may, they are not very talented, but we have
At all.
systems in place for this kind of thing. And assume you are the arbiter of this philosophy that you have. You're the executioner. Do you, Maracar, you know so little. Do you think you could be in charge of deciding what is right and wrong? Enough to hurt someone for doing what you think is right or what you think is wrong?
Well, only when I know.
And
Like the dwarf. We know he's bad,
we know he's
but
bad.
I couldn't catch him, so he could come back and hurt you and me and other people out there, because I was too slow to catch him.
Trust me, I've kept myself awake many times thinking about that. But
That's not hard for you.
granted, yes, but I suppose knowing is what the difference is, and acting on it. Everyone thinks on this sort of thing, but you are stronger than most people. You have the ability to act on these sort of things. That's what separates you from Tad.
Hmm.
And you have to understand that with that ability, you need to keep discretion in your mind. You could end up hurting someone. Yes, the dwarf deserves to be hurt. Yes, he deserves to maybe die, but would you honestly say that Tom deserved to die for helping him? Maybe in that moment, but then Brooke and I recently met his family, and they were so appreciative of us bringing him home.
Mm-hmm.
If you had acted on some anger that you may have had there, then maybe Tom would have died, and his family would have been upset. It's important to think that we people are not just the bad things that we see them as. They have good things also.
Well, yeah, like you have good things.
Well, thank you for saying so. They have family as well, friends. Yes, I'm mad at Damrod, but I would mostly never hurt him intentionally.
When you say I would never, I feel like Damrod hears that and starts to breathe a sigh of relief. And then when you amend yourself, I would mostly never. He's like,
So when he's mad at you later, just remember.
Just remember the knife is in the pocket.
I didn't say no. We don't do that here.
you get
Don't
the
knife our friends.
you ever like give genuinely good advice to like a kid, and you can tell they just wanted to hear someone validate their feelings and
Yeah.
not tell them that that what your thoughts are actually really misguided. He kind of has
Got
that. Yeah, every child ever.
What
Yeah,
do you mean every child? That's just someone going to therapy.
yeah, yeah. It's like,
Thank
you're gonna
you.
tell me, you're gonna tell me how I feel the way I want to be told. Um, yeah. So he's kind of got that vibe about him. And in Marikar's mind, he's finding some way to twist it into a way of making him the good guy. But he looks at you and he says, I appreciate you mentioning that, and kind of giving your perspective. It's just, now that we're out of town, it's a lot kind of coming back to me, you know. But I'm glad I'm with you guys.
Out of curiosity, When we find Nyla, are you going to continue your in-life Maracar time, or are you going to continue this sort of thing, being on the road? Because it's almost like there are two sides of you.
What do you mean, two sides?
There's
And
the
it kind of like looks around at him.
there's the Maracar who lives in town and is making home
You
to
didn't.
refugees, and then there's the Maracar that is out here suplexing trolls.
Yes.
They can both be the same person, but when you find Nyla, are you going to stay with her in town and continue to be Maracar, the dad bod of the West? Or will you be out here again?
You see, Maracar. Oh, that's a good question for Maracar. He looks like his brain hurts. Like actually sitting, like he's taking the time to really think about that, and he says, "I don't know."
Well, consider it some food for thought.
Yeah, yeah. And then later on in the day, or maybe a couple minutes later, he'd probably like walk next to Damrod and say, "Does Aurelian make your head hurt?"
Wait, then as you
In
say that,
certain ways.
I'd like to say, as you say that, you probably imagine like that person's head exploding a few times back whenever he used his magic on him, and he's like, "Is that what he did? He just talked to him like this? Is that what they felt?"
I don't think Damrod goes that far, but I think he does think that for a minute.
He makes
After
heads
like
explode, dude.
hearing little parts of the conversation, and he's like, he looks at Maracar, kind of quizzically. What do you mean, Maracar? What happened?
Just like when Aurelian talks to you, he asked me if he said when, but if we find Nyla, am I gonna if I am I gonna stay in town and take care of her, or am I gonna come with you? And I don't have an answer, and that made my head hurt.
That may be one of those questions that you don't have an answer to until it happens.
And he kind of looks back at Aurelian, and then he comes real close to you, and he says, "Do you think it's an answer I can find in a book?"
Probably not. I think that's a decision that you and Nyla will have to make when we find her. I think that circumstance may make the decision for you as well. You said that she married before she left, did you not?
Yeah, she's married, has kids.
Maracar starts to say something, or Damrod starts to say something, and then stops himself. That circumstance may decide your direction for you. I can't speak for you, but I don't imagine you're just gonna do away with her husband.
No, of course not. But I can't shake the feeling that if she's hurt and I find out who hurt her and has been keeping her captive or whatever she's going through now, if I ever find out who did that, I will have an endless world of violence for them. And that scares me.
Damrod smiles very big at you right now, and
Validation. I went to the
He's-
right therapist.
he says, Maracar, that is love, but you also have to find the balance in that. Just
Yeah,
because
he immediately stops listening. But he'll give you head nods.
So Maracar just hears wah, 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 as Damrod just drones on for a few minutes about, finding balance, and not everyone that hurts the person you love deserves to die and be suplexed and blah 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 blah.
No, he gained a new title, Love Knight.
Yeah, I like that one. You should just
Wait,
be. You should just be.
or Maracar did?
You should just be Maracar, the Love Knight.
Maracar, the Love Knight.
Yes.
Maracar the Hug Bug.
Yeah.
That covers like all of it.
He just
Hug
loves
bug.
so freaking hard
Mhm.
that he will murder anyone who stands in his way.
Suplex everything.
But he goes and gives Damrod a pat on the back and says, "How far away until we're at your dad's?"
By the end of this day, are you continuing the same pace?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yeah, probably by the end of this day, you're maybe a day and a half away.
On the road again.
Is there anything that anyone else is doing during this this day's travel?
Oh, Kevin, if I could revise something, I would say that I would be using some of my camp time to make some poultice, just so I can have all that stuff ready.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
I would ask Orelion if maybe he can help me find some herbs for medicines, because apparently I have a pretty good medicine check and I want to make sure that happens.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You can. You can. Aurelion can do some survival or some perception.
Could I do nature?
Okay.
All right, then I'm going to do nature.
Nice.
Yeah, you are definitely able to identify possible locations. It's sort of like, okay, there's a good chance that it's going to grow over there, or you'll find that there, and you can find some ingredients to make some healing things, or you can do some of the some assistance to Aurelion. Give me a D4.
You roll it, Charlie.
Here we go. Ha! 4.
Oh, all right. Yeah, you can get 5 uses of Aphalas.
Why don't you hang on to that, Charlie? I'll send you what Aphalas does.
Okay. Nice.
Um,
I'll just add it to my stuff.
the rest of you guys, how about Maracar? Give me a perception check.
I see it. Can't hide from me, Kevin.
Towards the end of the day, give me a D4. 1.
A really strong one.
Yeah. Towards the end of the day, as you are approaching what would probably be time to start looking for a camp, you hear to the south of your location um, the carrying on the wind again, the howling of wolves, um, quite clear, and quite. Although you don't feel they are nearby, as in they're about to pounce upon you, they're very close, in the grand scale of the world almost.
And they're close enough where we can hear them.
Yeah, like, do we press on, or I mean, because we're out around the woods.
Well, yeah, I mean that's kind of where they live, isn't it?
Well, it's not that necessarily. Like, if I couldn't hear him the other night when Orelion did, now we can all hear him.
That needs to
They've gained on us. Do we press on, or do we try to find a place to post up?
Well, first of all, posting up means that they could get on us even faster.
Are y'all trying to walk through the night?
Not trying to.
I will say it might be a good idea to have some torches handy. Light can scare them off.
That's why you don't see them during the day. I got you.
Damrod, give me a shadow law.
Ooh, these ain't normal wolves.
Oh, I don't like that. I do not.
They're
like
not
that.
normal wolves.
Also, before Damrod rolls the shadow lore, he would remind everyone of the time that we were in these marshes and we heard sounds and saw lights of someone else in the marshes, and then we were very soon after attacked by orcs.
Exactly. So it might be a good idea to press on at least a little bit longer to at least put some distance.
That's not great.
Wolves are certainly not. They don't like fire. And fire is the best way to deter them, and to also, because they're afraid of it, they are hesitant, and they don't attack as well as a pack when people are brandishing fire near them.
Can I start getting like pieces of cloth to wrap around an arrow so I can maybe start the process of fire arrows if I need them?
You usually do need some sort of pitch or something. It's not just cloth. Yeah, it may be something. Maybe in the future you could look to try and procure some and make some, but at this moment in time, you haven't got any.
Dang. Has anybody got any honey? I can just blip, blip, blip. Honey's flammable.
You said honey?
Honey's flammable.
Look at a Maracar.
Look it up, Damrod. Look it up. I saw that look on your face. Look it up.
I just see Maracar now just pulling out honey cakes and shoving honey cakes on your arrows, and he's like, these have honey in them.
Technically,
There's like odd thing about honey cakes are super flammable. It's probably all the carcinogens I put in them.
Flaming honey cake of doom. You okay? You gonna make it?
I'm trying not to choke on my water like Rook choked on his smoke.
It went down the wrong throat, okay?
What?
I said what I said.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Oh!
What the hell happened?
What do you mean? What the hell happened?
You went away, and now you're
Me?
back.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Didn't mean to pull
Oh.
I did.
Nathan every day of the month.
Dang.
Each one of you dropped for me one at a time, and I was like, "Oh shit, okay."
All right, so let's make sure before we go any farther that everybody can hear everybody.
Yes, I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Confirm.
Yes.
I can hear everyone.
Everybody hear Kevin?
Mhm.
Yes.
All right, just making sure video's not doing one of those weird
Mic
things.
check.
Chat says, well, never mind.
No, yeah.
That's just Derek.
It's just
Oh, hold on. Chat says, never mind.
not important.
All right, so did you, Maracar, you given Rook some of your precious honey?
Yeah. I'll take a honey cake and I'll squeeze it into a rag,
Ew!
and it is just the goopiest, like
The
slime.
honey sock.
It's viscous, man.
So gross.
Give me one of the Maracar. Give me a survival check.
Kevin's struggling to figure out what even to make roll for that.
When Kevin struggles, you know you stumped him. 'Cause Kevin's-
I'd like
he's struggling.
I'd like to use an inspiration on that.
Okay.
Nailed it.
Okay. Yeah.
Maracar just
Rook.
like reaches over and pulls a beehive.
Got it.
He goes.
Rook.
Maracar says, "They called me the juicer in elementary school."
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You can get the
Put it
juice
on.
out of anything.
The juicer. Yep.
So,
Yep.
start
I'm
doing
adding
it
that
like
to the
he's
shirt
doing the crook of
list.
his elbow.
They called me the juicer.
In high school.
Wait, I thought you said elementary school.
Yeah, 'cause
We can't
didn't
put
have-
that on the
elementary
shirt.
We didn't have.
We can't put that
we
on a
didn't have
shirt,
high
Ray.
school.
Is high school that
wrong
much
with you?
better?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
10 years.
I'll put it on. I'll put it in college just to be safe.
Thank you, thank you.
There you go.
Maracar's not going to college.
Rook, roll me a d4 again.
2.
Yeah, you're able to get yourself through 3 honeyed arrows.
Oh, brother.
Oh boy.
If nothing else, then we'll go towards the smell of the honey and go that way.
They're
You know
not
what? That's a good
bears,
idea.
Rook.
I mean, they're probably just hungry. We could just give them some food. They'll probably leave us alone.
I don't know about that.
Everyone knows nothing bad comes from feeding wild animals.
Yeah, everybody.
I mean, what's the difference between a wild animal and a house animal?
About 10 generations of domestication.
I don't get it. They do the same stuff.
Do they?
So you are you pressing on, or are you looking to set up camp as it is towards the end of the evening?
I vote we press on.
Yeah, maybe for a little while longer.
Okay. Everyone give me a constitution saving throw then first.
I would like to use my inspiration.
Rook got
You
stuck
can
in the
re-roll.
honey. The arrows are just dripping onto the ground, and he's getting his feet
Better.
stuck in them.
You can all press on and avoid exhaustion. How long would you like to press on for?
I mean, me and Rook can go all night, literally. But I don't want to do that to the humans.
I mean, I imagine Damrod would be tired and probably incur exhaustion, but I imagine Damrod could probably go all night if he had. He could probably go longer than one night, honestly, before like just being just done for.
Yeah.
I just don't want to do it to Maracar.
Are y'all like having this conversation out loud?
Yes.
Oh no. Damrod would never say that out loud.
I mean, also,
I figure the quicker we get to your father, that's one extra ally we may have if we need it. So
I personally say we travel for another hour or two, and then take stock of where we hear the wolves and what's going on, and then decide from there whether we want to push on farther.
Maracar would say, I mean, I'm good to keep on going, you know. I don't really see the elves need to rest their mind is kind of the thing, but their muscles, they're flimsy. So they might need to actually sit down for a little while. You and me, we could just keep on trucking. We don't need we don't need brain to just go the right direction. So it's really up to you guys. I'm good either way.
Maracar, I please don't include me in this one. I'm in enough trouble as it is.
What, did you break the law or something?
I lied to Orelion. Aurelion doesn't like being lied to.
Oh, well, that's rich coming from him.
We said we weren't doing that anymore.
All right, yep, you're right, Rook. Everyone, spill it. Spill the tea. What's going on between you two?
All of you already know. My father is alive. I told Aurelion when we met.
And he's mad about it.
That he was dead.
Oh, who cares? We already talked about that. Let's keep going. Come on.
Let's go. How long should we press on for? Just an hour or two, or just go?
What time is it, Kevin?
7:21.
Shut up.
It is.
Oh gosh, it's late.
Do you mean actual hour time or in-game time?
In-game time.
So it's gone. It's gone past dark. You've travelled for what, 2-3 hours? So you're probably looking at around midnight.
Yeah.
I'd say we go for another 2 hours or so.
Hey, might as well just keep going.
How far are we from your father, Damrod?
If you walk through the night, then you're probably a day away.
We continue to walk all night. We're roughly about a day away.
Well, I assume warm beds are waiting for us there. What's the level of exhaustion, so to speak?
Oh, it's okay. I got a few honey cakes left. We don't need to worry about exhaustion.
Wait, did they get rid of exhaustion?
Mm-hmm.
Yes!
That's sick. Let's walk forever.
Let's go. Let's keep going.
Yeah, I probably have like one for each of us, maybe even less, since we squeezed a pound of honey out of one of them.
I'll split mine.
That's up to Kevin on that.
I'm happy for there to be one each. I think it removes the first level of exhaustion.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't.
Yeah, so you have to be. Yeah. So you have to be exhausted, and then it takes off that first level. But if you start racking it up again, then you've outran the honey cake.
I say we walk in then.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Well, because if we keep on walking, Damrod and I don't even need to make camp. We just plop down and fall right asleep.
Hasty camp.
I think Aurelion might be wanting to keep walking until we get there.
Yeah, please.
If we can.
Well, I mean, Damrod, can you handle that, or do you need to rest? And you see he's kind of got like a snarky grin on his face.
Yeah, Damrod kind of chuckles and goes into some story about how he traveled for 3 days straight to vanquish some enemy or retrieve some relic, or just some story about him, just this epic travel he had to make. I used to walk up hill twice a day to school and back in the snow.
Is that you
Oh,
trying to
nice.
work?
At that point, I look over at the elves and say, "Can your muscles handle a few days of walking?"
A few days? It's 1 day, Maracar.
Day and a half, give or take a few chickens.
He just said if you walk. Okay, yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get going then.
Carry on.
Okay. Damrod, give me a survival check. Rook, give
All right.
me a stealth check. And
This is where it all falls apart, guys. He hasn't made me roll a survival check for this trip yet.
How many inspirations do you have, though?
Maracar and Orelion, give me perception.
Everybody.
No, me or Maracar.
Oh.
Yeah, whoever the lookout is.
I got +3. What you got, Maracar? Go for it then.
I think Maracar's done it, right? He has done it.
Oh, sorry. I see.
Is here. Okay, so
Sorry, I was chewing.
You're fine.
Yeah. Ray, give me a D4 then, please.
Oh no.
Right, so you push on through the night. You continue to walk along the road. Damrod successfully steering you along the road. Rook successfully making sure that you keep on the road. And Maracar, you hear to the south of you still another hell from wolves. They are potentially closer. You're just not sure if they're tracking you or if they're just in the region still.
Maracar would say he'd let everyone know and say, hey guys, I don't know if you heard that, but I can still hear the wolves out there. I think we're fine, but just a heads up.
We'll just keep our eyes and ears open. Keep pressing on. I'm assuming we lit torches, at least for us humans, because we don't have the special eyeballs.
It'd be a good idea to have them for all of them if we're dealing with wolves.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
that's fine. I just think at least the humans.
Well,
unless y'all are leading us along with strings.
Yeah, I got flint and steel.
We got a conga line going.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, 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 dun. Hey. Dun, 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 dun.
Maybe like Orelion in the front and Rook at the back. What do you think?
That sounds like business in the front and party in the back.
Literally.
Ray just made a Middle Earth mullet.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I say we keep pressing on, and just pay more attention to where the wolves are since we're still hearing them, and just kind of maybe have our hands on our weapons, or potentially even our weapons out at this point, and just be ready for a fight if something happens.
Okay. You are able to continue then throughout the night, and dawn begins to rise in the east in front of you. Everyone give me another Constitution saving throw.
Honey cake heaven, here we go.
Oh, so sad.
Oh, only a 25.
Rook, you are going to you're going to take a level of exhaustion.
But I have a honey cake.
Okay. Then you can use your honey cake to remove that level of exhaustion.
It's gone.
Shouldn't even exist.
Yeah,
I forgot
it
to
was
tell you,
gone.
I have something that can help with that also.
Well, why didn't you say? What do you have?
Because I forgot!
For next time.
Ray? Ray, give me another D4. Two. Maracar, give me a perception check. Okay. So it's morning. The sun is rising. As it rises, appearing to your northwest in front of you, you can all see the weather hills marching towards the north. And at the very southern tip, where the road passes nearby the end of the weather hills, you see Weathertop. You're still maybe a day or so. We're probably a little bit less than a day away.
I seize it. Let's go.
Keep pushing on then. At some, I mean, I imagine at some point we'd probably take a short break. But other than that, I say we just keep pushing on.
And like I said, I do have something that can help my allies if they're exhausted or miserable.
Wish I would have known this sooner.
You press on then. After having a short break. Maracar, give me another perception check.
Marikar's brain is having a 404 error at the moment.
You're maybe half a day away now from where you need to get to, where you need to come off the road, Damrod. Aurelion, give me another D4.
That is the third 2 in a row.
It is.
Oh,
Don't even ask
go
me
straight.
to roll anymore. Just give me a 2.
Go straight to jail.
You're pushing yourself along the road. Can you tell me your passive perceptions?
14.
19.
15.
19? Okay.
Damrod, it is you. You get a sense. These are your known lands. You get an uneasy feeling and you've been checking your shoulders constantly all morning, weary, tired. And you look back to a slight ridge just to the south, and standing upon this ridge, lit by the backlit by the sky, the brightening sky, you see a large wolf.
Oh, that's a big pup.
Him big.
Him big.
Well, maybe he's friendly.
I mean,
We're not going to
define.
test that, dude.
I mean, define large wolf. I mean, that's subjective.
Wolves are
give me a
big.
sh-
What do
Give me
yeah,
a-
dude.
Well,
Give me a
yeah, wolves
shadow
are
roll.
already big.
You can give me a shadow law if you wish.
They're like big damn German shepherds.
We're also in Middle Earth, so you know that a large wolf could mean something completely different.
Yeah, like a small bear.
I mean, have you seen the eagles in Middle Earth?
What?
Nice, right? Nice.
Have you seen the eagles in Middle Earth?
That's
Freaking
true.
huge.
Yeah, it'd be hard to keep them in a cage.
Huge.
Have you seen the eagles in Middle Earth, Nate?
I have seen the eagles of Middle
The
Earth.
Meagles.
The
Meagles.
Meagles.
He's seen them too. I got a 16 on my shadow lore.
Okay.
Of course it's a war.
That's
This is
not
a-
a wolf.
You
a
see an
freaking warg.
abnormally
Oh, no.
large wolf.
+5.
It is a warg.
Oh, damn it.
And it howls. And it is followed by several others within the vicinity as well.
With haste, with haste, with
Love
haste.
wargs.
You find yourself, they've hunted and tracked you. They've not surrounded you though. They're still behind you at this point in time, but close enough to close the gap very shortly. And I
Maracar.
think that is where we will. Well,
Nay!
you can describe what you are going to do, but that's
No!
where we are
Kevin!
going
No,
Kevin!
to finish
no.
for the night.
No!
Look, if we're gonna end
I
it
have
here,
the power now.
if we're gonna end it here, we're not describing what we're gonna do. We're gonna end it
Yeah,
on a
that's
full
kinda
cliffhanger.
Yeah, we're gonna
Kinda
end
That
it.
is fine.
No,
If you're
we'll
gonna
just-
do
that
that
is
to us, we're
where-
gonna do a full cliffhanger.
we'll end the session with Maracar pulling out a piece of bacon and going, "Here, puppy, puppy, puppy."
Are you glad, Kevin? This is what you wrought.
I have like my arrow and a bow in one hand, like 'cause it's locked, and I have like I'm carrying it, and I have my flint and steel in the other hand, like I'm ready to light this freaking honey arrow.
Aurelian is waiting for next session.
Where's your torch, Rook? Is it in your third hand?
Ugh,
Oh, holding it with your third
I don't
arm,
need
I
it.
see.
your third wood.
Yeah, I mean, y'all, the elves said they both wanted torches.
Well, fine. I don't need a flint and steel then. I've got my bow in one hand and my torch in the other. I can light it that way.
It was
It's fine by
Zorro,
me.
and you got it hanging out of your mouth.
Accidentally shoot the torch instead of the arrow. Whoops.
That might. Hey.
I mean,
It
accidentally.
would never work.
or
It would never
purposely.
work.
What?
Why
It's
not?
Middle Earth.
It is.
It might work in D&D. I don't know about
You
Middle
can take
Earth.
like wood. You can take like wood like from bark and like use those as like the fence. Just like stick them into the freaking yeah.
What is a torch but a very big arrow?
It is.
I mean, anything can be an arrow if you're brave enough.
Mm-hmm.
I might be brave enough. We'll see what happens.
A very unaerodynamic arrow, indeed.
That's what
Still
Marac-
an arrow.
that's what Maracar's uncle YouTube used to say.
Utubby was his name. Utubby. He was Norse. Utub. Utub.
It's his brother Teletub.
Oh man.
Well done for having a very entertaining travel expedition so far.
I mean, it's really going along with the movies, just kind of walking from one place to another.
It actually goes along exactly with the book.
And getting attacked from time to time on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, mostly walking
mean,
though.
Yeah, mostly.
It doesn't help when you roll ones and twos mainly on your d4s. So
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Ray.
Ray.
No problem.
I literally gave you plenty of chances to roll a 4 and for the wolves to just disappear, but yeah,
Thanks,
Hey,
Ray.
man,
at
what
least it wasn't a 1, which would have meant that you would have had no time to react and just would have been attacking you. And with Maracar's perception check, you would have been surprised as well. But yeah, thankfully the
Thanks,
2 is a better than a 1.
Most cases.
I thought you were gonna say every time we rolled a 1, the wolves added 1 to their number.
Yeah. No. That'll be pretty.
Don't give 'em a
That'll
2.
be that'll be determined by me before next session. And this will be the first combat since hitting level 5, 4. No,
No, we've had a couple.
you're not 5 yet, are you?
I'm 5.
What
Oh,
am I?
okay, you are 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I don't think we've had a combat since leveling up.
I'm a 6.
No?
Never mind.
The hell did we do in
Yeah.
town then?
Yeah, what I would call that a combat.
That doesn't really count. Like we didn't fight long, and we didn't. Yeah,
I mean, maybe
that was
maybe
more like
you
a
didn't.
chase scene.
Maybe you
Look,
didn't fight.
that
long
was
enough.
not combat for Maracar either. That was just a beating.
Yeah, that's
Maracar gave out some honey fists.
what a honey fisted and come to Maracar.
Well, adding that to the titles.
Yep, we're gonna go ahead and end the stream on that one, Ray. Thank
it's
you.
Not Fist of Fury, it's Fist of Honey.
Fist of honey.
Wow.
They say he kills people sweetly.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Any of y'all got anything coming up that you want to promote or talk about, or anyone around here doing any kind of special, really long streams?
Probably me tomorrow. I'll be doing Crusader Kings. I'm gonna be looking into doing the getting that one mod for Game of Thrones, Westeros, whatever it's called.
Yep.
I'm gonna look into doing that. Maybe I might play with that off stream a little bit, but yeah, Crusader Kings is taking over my life.
I will definitely be in that stream. Nate, just let me know.
Yeah.
What time you're starting?
I don't know, probably like 9-ish, but that's what I told you last time too.
In the morning or afternoon?
You're a liar.
In what time zone?
Central Time, morning. Basically, whenever Cammy leaves for work, I'll do whatever chores that I need to do, and then I'll hop on and go through. We're doing the Iberian. We're trying to unite the Iberian Peninsula under Castile right now. So lots of religious tension, and so that's real fun, as usual.
Man,
but yeah, that's kind of what I'm going on, and then I'm still waiting on a back. I'm gonna see if I could try to do a podcast this week, but we'll see. That's to be determined.
Do you have any spoilers about what that's going to be?
The same spoiler that I've had a few times about a buddy of mine who is the state chairman of the Tennessee Constitution Party.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's gonna be talking politics and kind of what's going on in that realm as a third party shooting for the presidency coming up. So
And if he likes Game of Thrones.
Yeah, and of course, yeah.
Ray, you got
But yeah,
anything
that's
coming
all
up?
I got.
Funny you should mention that. I do. So first of all, I'm streaming all the time. I'm streaming Baldur's Gate because I love it.
Yep.
But next week, October 6th, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, over at my channel, Ricochet_Ray, I've got these dorks. We're going to be playing a Halloween one-shot called the Ouroboros Line, and I'm very, very excited. This is going to be the first time I've ever run anything that is just my own stuff. And I say one shot. I don't expect this to be one shot. We'll figure out the sequel shot later.
It's a spoopy shot.
Make it a Christmas special.
Oh my gosh, I could. You guys keep going on the line, and it just eventually becomes the Polar Express.
Yeah.
Wait, that's next week.
Don't you dare.
No, I'm just kidding.
This is Nathan.
I mean, low key, I didn't realize it was next week.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I didn't
good,
really
though.
either,
I'm good
but
for it.
yeah, I shouldn't have anything going
Wait,
on.
what
that
day next week?
What day is
Friday.
the 6th? Oh, it's a Friday too?
The 13th?
No, the 6th.
No, the 6th, dude.
You said you were available.
Oh yeah, I'm fine.
We don't tell lies here. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Unless it's
Fine.
me.
Yeah, unless it's you. But yeah, come on over. If you want to watch some of my Baldur's Gate streams, you can accumulate some channel points, and you can use that to help or hinder the party, or use that to help or hinder me as the DM.
I'm excited. We got some pretty cool characters and dynamics going on
I'm very
for
excited.
that game coming up.
I need to
Being-
get with you this week, Nathan.
The
Yep.
entire time we were playing, I was putting together a character sheet for one of the bosses you guys are going to fight, and I'm like, ooh, this is unfair, but I'm still going to do it.
Ooh, a boss with a character sheet. That's always fun.
I want to make all my character sheets for bosses just to be safe. I did have to make this one on Dice Cloud because it was a little too complicated for Roll20.
Yeah, what I've done for bosses every once in a while is I'll just put some abilities and attack modifiers and stuff down, and then that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's really about it. Health points, we'll figure that out later.
I do have
Who
like
needs 'em?
a hard version for all these bosses, depending on how you guys are doing. Because in my Curse of Strahd campaign, I've had to maximize everyone's health because it turns out my party is just too strong.
Mm.
I mean, if our rolls and our Curse of Strahd game is anything, any indication of what will happen to us, you probably won't need to max them out.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about that, and I was like, "Ooh, are they gonna be?" Yeah, they've got Kevin. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah. As long as we have our fearless leader, then we're
I mean,
fine.
No,
That's
you don't-
true. The bad things happened when Kevin was gone.
Mhm.
That's when
Always.
characters died.
Yep.
That's when everything went downhill.
Hi, my name is Ray. I had a character die because Kevin wasn't here.
That
How
was,
this affected
dude.
your life.
I was talking about that the other day. With someone about how, like, actually it was on your all stream. Last time we played D&D, about we were kind of talking about his campaign and how we felt and everything, and we were talking about one of the episodes that was very like centered on my character and his campaign and how it made me feel like real emotions playing that character and playing those scenes. And it was like, Curse of Strahd had a few episodes like that, and the one I cited was when Orden died, because I remember all of our reactions when Orden went down. Like, none of us could believe Orden just died, and we all
Mhm.
still blame Kevin for not being there that day.
Right, I've got to go as well. All right, Nath. Nate, see you later. I'll definitely
See you, buddy.
jump in the Crusader Kings stream tomorrow, and I'm definitely looking forward to the Ouroboros line next week. Charlie,
All
I
right,
will not
guys.
see you tomorrow, I don't think. But
I
good
will
luck with
try.
your inking.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Live stream it.
I
We
got
need
a little
pictures.
anxiety about this.
You got this, bud, and
All
we
right.
need pictures.
Oh, definitely.
All right, guys, everyone's dropping out, so we'll see you all in another dimension.